IFILM, London. IFILM, London.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for coming to the press conference here to announce AMIR Khan against Carlos Molina, December 15th at the Los Angeles Sports Arena, a historic venue where some of the biggest fights have been taking place. I was just looking at the list. It opened in February 4th, 1960. The same year, December 3rd, it had Sugar Ray Robinson against Gene Fullmer. They fought there. You had Cassius Clay fighting there 3 times when he still was Cassius Clay, including the fight in '62 against Archie Moore. Fighting Harada was fighting there. Ruben Navarro against Flash Gallego. Schoolboy Bobby Chacon against Danny Little Red Lopez. So some of the most historic fights took place at that venue. December 15th is going to be a big day for boxing, for fight fans. It's going to be an all-day affair at the LA Sports Arena. It's going to be a fan fest. It's going to be AMIR Khan and Golden Boy for the holidays, giving back to fight fans with memorabilia. Famous fighters are going to be there signing autographs. There's going to be special attractions for kids as well, families. And the tickets are going to be priced extremely reasonable, probably starting at $20. So we really want this to make a special celebration. The event is going to be televised in the United States on Showtime, and it will be part of a bigger programming which will basically, we will program throughout the day, including some other platforms, Showtime and Showtime related platforms. So there's going to be boxing starting there around noon, and it's going to go through the night with AMIR Khan heading up the big fight night on December 15th. Here in the UK, the fight is going to be carried live on Sky Sports 1 HD. I'd like to thank our friends from Sky. I know Adam is here for their commitment to come out there and carry the fight live. It's going to be at 1 a.m. In the morning, Sunday morning, December 16th. Both fighters, important, have agreed to random Olympic-style drug testing, as it has been the case for most of AMIR Khan's past fight. That drug testing will take place with USADA, the United States Anti-Doping Association. I'd like to acknowledge now and thank some other people for their support. Charles Gills, the chairman of the British Boxing Board of Control. Cathy Burns, the interim executive director of the California State Athletic Commission. Jonathan Lee, the marketing director of the Los Angeles Sports Arena. And as I mentioned before already, Adam Smith. I'd like to introduce now somebody who I have started to work with a lot, who I worked with for a long time, as part of Golden Boy, but now as the head of sports, president of sports for Showtime. Showtime has made a tremendous impact in the boxing landscape in the United States over the past 12 months, ever since Steven took over there. Some of the biggest fights are happening now on Showtime. Some of the biggest names in boxing are switching over to Showtime. So it really is exciting to have Steven Espinosa here in London, to get to know you, members of the media as well. I think it shows the commitment he has to the sport, and it's a pleasure now for me to introduce to you Steven Espinosa.
Thank you, Richard. Just to pick up on the theme, there are a number of fighters that have made their debut on Showtime this year. Many of them, some of the biggest names in the sport, including Victor Ortiz, Canelo Alvarez, Miguel Cotto, and to that list of great champions, we're very, very happy to be adding AMIR Khan. This will be AMIR's first fight on Showtime. We couldn't be more excited for several reasons. The UK market has always been extremely important to Showtime, and it is important to me personally as part of our programming strategy. The UK has extremely knowledgeable and passionate fan base, very supportive media, as evidenced by the turnout here tonight. Some of the most historic and newest, most most well-known arenas in the world. And Showtime has traditionally had a big presence in here in the UK, most recently from Joe Calzaghe to Ricky Hatton to Carl Froch, among many, many others. Again, we're very happy to be adding AMIR to that list. And we plan to do even more in the UK market, as Richard mentioned, both in terms of events here and events which feature UK fighters, and we can look forward to additional announcements in the coming months. In addition to the importance to the UK market, there's a second and slightly more personal reason why I personally are so excited about this fight. In my prior career, I had the opportunity to work with AMIR and Shah and Sif and Robert and all of Team Khan, and literally had in many cases a front row seat to some of AMIR's biggest fights. His team has been a pleasure to work with, and in terms of AMIR personally, it's rare that you see an athlete, that you find a boxer that is as charismatic, as articulate, and as personable outside the ring, and as entertaining inside the ring as AMIR. He is quite candidly, he's a TV executive's dream, which is exactly why he was such a big priority, and this event was such a coup for us. I'm very excited about the matchup itself. We have the Mexican-American fan base supporting Carlos Molina. We have a very national and international fan base supporting AMIR, including some rabid British fans. And when you combine the two arguably most rabid fan bases throughout the world, I think we have the recipe for a very exciting event. Look forward to doing it, and I'll be around for questions after. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. And I might add as well, to obtain the rights for AMIR's next fight or fights was very hotly contested in the United States. Both HBO and Showtime put forward significant proposals, multi-fight proposals, and in the end it was the decision of Team Khan and of us to go with Showtime because of the commitment they really showed and put forward for AMIR. So, all of those who felt following the last fight that AMIR might have a difficult time in America, I can assure you that the license fees didn't go down, they went up. I think in the US, and here probably as well, people want to see exciting fighters. They want to be entertained. And when AMIR Khan fights, you're going to be entertained. Sometimes it might taste almost a bit too much. But it is just a pleasure, to be here again in London and announce this fight. Carlos Molina is a very skilled fighter. We started to promote him at Golden Boy when he was like, I think 3 or 4-0. He's 17-0 now. Yeah, he's not a big puncher, but he's a very, very skillful fighter. And I told AMIR, don't underestimate him, because he is undefeated. And when a fighter is undefeated, they have that extra something, and Carlos Molina has that, and he knows it's going to be a difficult fight against AMIR Khan, but he's going to come to win. He knows that it's his big opportunity, so AMIR knows that he's going to have to be prepared. Carlos Molina is a former national amateur champion, has fought some good competition in the United States, a constant step up, and now he feels, he and his team, which include Clemente Medina, a very experienced trainer from Los Angeles, and Frank Espinoza, one of the best known managers in the United States, who has guided the careers of many former world champions, including Abner Mares right now, before that Israel Vasquez and many others. They feel that Carlos Molina is ready. And it's their opportunity. And it's going to be up to AMIR to prove them wrong. And it's going to be a very interesting night on December the 15th. I'd like now to introduce to you Team Khan. First acknowledge Robert Davis, the attorney for Team Khan. Then of course Shah Khan. Pleasure to work with Shah again. As part of the structure, we extended our relationship with AMIR as well, so I'm very thrilled to continue to work with AMIR for many more fights to come, and help guiding him to where I know he will eventually end up with as the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. Tahir Khan, Khan's uncle, and from Khan Promotions. And then I'd like to acknowledge as well his new trainer, Virgil Hunter, clearly one of the best trainers in the world today. I think his resume speaks for himself, the work he's done with Andre Ward, but with other fighters as well. He's a terrific trainer. We fully endorse Amir's choice. In fact, it's a trainer which will, Alfredo Angulo is going to be trained by him as well, so other fighters are joining. Clearly a top trainer. And so that's a great addition to the team. And now it's a pleasure for me to introduce to you from Khan Promotions, a man you all know, and that is Asif Ali.
Assalamu alaikum everybody, and good afternoon. Welcome to the MAYFAIR Hotel. You know, when we came back from Vegas, you know, people wrote Amir Khan off and said he's finished. Amir Khan wasn't finished. What he actually did, he just started then. Because when he came back, we had to, and he had to, make a lot of change. And people know that when you have to do the change, you're going to be afraid, because you've got to take that first step and go back to basics and learn from what you've done. And what did this guy do? He faced all the media, he faced everybody that was out there, and he faced his demons, and he said to himself, I want to be back again and I want to be a world champion. So he sat back with the team and said, I need a change, and I needed to do it my way. My way because I'm going to be in the ring, and my way because I want to train, and my way because I've got the strength and ability to become world champions again. All the people that wrote him off, he made a big mistake. Don't write off a champion, because champions will come back. And I have every faith in this guy on the right hand side. He's worked so hard since he's come back from Vegas. He's been out the face of the Olympic Games. He's been there supporting all the amateur boxers. He's been there supporting all the fundraising activities that have been going on. And he's been there on the face of everything and making sure that whatever he can give inside the ring and outside the ring, he'll be there. Hence the reason why you guys are here today. Because if Manchester United lose on a Saturday, they want to come back the following Saturday and they want to win. And this is what Amir Khan wants to do. Yes, he's lost, but he wants to come back and he wants to prove, not just to himself, but to the rest of the world, that he's a champion. And he wants to be there at the 140, 147, whatever decisions he made, he wants to be there. He has a great family supporting him, very strong, very tight-knit, very close to each other. Hence the reason why his uncle is not here today. Hence the reason why he's out there in America now, making sure he gets the best when he gets back out there. So when he did the change and he appointed a new trainer, that's when the first steps began for Amir Khan. And now, 15th of December, he will be back in there, and I'm sure, I'm absolutely confident he'll end the year with a bang. And he'll be back on winning ways, and 2013, we'll sit back down again and plan that. But let's not be afraid of change. That's why, as Richard said, there was many offers out there. And how we changed from our previous broadcaster in America to our new broadcaster. So we're looking forward to working with Showtime, and we're looking forward to working with Steve Espinosa and their team, because that's a big change as well. Amir will talk about the training, and I just want to thank the rest of the people that are associated with Team Khan. First and foremost, the MAYFAIR Hotel, this fantastic room that they've helped us get at a very short notice. My thanks to them, and of course our continued help and support by our sponsors, Maxi Muscle and also JD Sports. Our many thanks go to Golden Boy Promotions and Richard and his team. I know people that fly out, Monica, and Raul are here, and they come and support when we do press conferences like this. So much appreciated from Richard and Steve and Monica at the back, as you all know. She does a terrific job. And of course, our partners in the UK broadcaster, Sky Sports. So we're happy and delighted that's going to be live on Sky Sports and HD1 on the night of the 15/16th of December. And we'd like to finish off by thanking the media, because without your support, we won't be here. And without your support, we appreciate what you do when you travel the thousands of miles. And we need your support on the 15th of December, because you keep everybody informed of what's going on thousands of miles away. So thank you, media, for your support. I'd like to acknowledge Shah. I know he's there at the back. He does a lot of work, travels around, and I'd like to welcome Haroon Khan, the new professional in the ranks now, the younger brother of AMIR. He'll be making his debut on the 19th of January, but I'd like to welcome him into the professional ranks. Thank you very much, everybody, and officially I'd like to thank Freddie Roach and his team and say thank you for all the help and support, but now it's all about the change, and we'll be there back 15th of December. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. You know, sometimes we have to take a step back and think and reflect. AMIR Khan is 25 years young, and what he has accomplished already is amazing. We all know his journey from the 2004 Olympics with the silver medal, winning his first world title against Andreas Kotelnik, then defeating the current WBA welterweight champion Paulie Malignaggi in dominating fashion in New York. Then going that toe-to-toe, you know, everybody said he has no chin. I think he proved he had a chin, and beat Marcos Maidana and went toe-to-toe. And by the way, talking about chin, I read those stories, there he goes, he has no chin, following the Garcia fight. Well, he wasn't even hit on the chin. If you look at the replays, so I don't know what those people are talking about. And whether you're King Khan or King Kong, if you get hit right there in that spot where AMIR got hit, anyone goes down. So I think all these critics about the chin should maybe look at the fight again. Then you all know what happened as well. The man in the hat showed up, you know, and that is a thing of the past. And now here we are, moving on, entering the next chapter of AMIR Khan. We are excited. We know that this is a new beginning for AMIR. This is a new chapter. First at 140 now, and I'm sure eventually at 147. But we are going to look forward. I know AMIR is not going to make the mistake. We as a team are not going to make the mistake. We're taking Carlos Molina serious, very serious. So here now to tell you more how he feels and what he plans to do is no other than great fighter, a great friend, AMIR King Khan.
Hi everyone. Thanks for turning up, great media turnout today, and I just want to thank you for all your support and stuff. Yeah, you know, we've changed a lot of stuff for this upcoming fight. First of all, the trainer, which I think is a massive part of the camp. The reason I changed the trainer was because, you know, you always, when you're always winning a fight, you never look at the bad points, but when you lose a fight, that's when you sit down with the team and you go through the whole camp and where you think you've gone wrong in the previous fights. And I think where I went wrong, you know, I mean, Fred's a great trainer, but I just wasn't getting everything I wanted from Freddie. Fred's a very busy guy, one of the best trainers in the world, and I was personally the one who called Freddie on the phone, and I spoke to him and I said, look, I'm no longer going to be training with you, and I want to move trainers, and I'm going to be training with Virgil Hunter. And you know, he wished me all the very best, and we just moved on from there. But now we're going to be training Virgil. Virgil's a great coach. I know Andre Ward from amateur days, so he had a very similar style to me. So I thought, you know, the way he's adapted as a professional, I thought, you know, maybe Virgil could teach me the defensive side. So I did a workout with Virgil in New York a couple of months back, and I liked everything he taught me. And it seemed to me that there was still so much to learn, you know, being part of that training session. So that's why we employed him for the next fight, and hopefully we'll just keep going up. I mean, we're fighting an unbeaten fighter this next fight, Carlos Molina. I mean, one thing I've never done, you know, taken any fight lightly, and you know, it's not been a good year. I mean, having 2 defeats, just have to come back stronger now. I mean, you know, mentally I'm prepared, and I know there's no more mistakes. I'm going to be trained 100 times harder than I've ever been training, and I think this new change is going to make a massive difference. You know, moving camps from LA to Auckland is going to be a big change, and it's going to be tough, but it's just one of the things. You know, these sacrifices have to be made. My uncle's already there coordinating the camp, making sure everything's going to be fine. You know, I mean, like I said, any unbeaten fight is tough. People say he's a lightweight, but with Molina, he's only fought a lightweight 3 times, and his other fights have been between 138 and 141. So I think it's an ideal fight for us. We have to win this fight to come back and be right at the top. And I can promise you, like next year, you know, we will fight for a world title, win a world title, and become a world champion again. But I just want to thank Sky for their support. Sky, the fight will be on Sky Sports 1 HD. Also, Stephen Espinosa, who I met numerous times, and we work together a lot. The fight's going to be on Showtime, so I'm looking forward to work with Showtime. And a big thanks to Golden Boy Promotions, you know, for turning up, coming all the way from America just to hold a press conference and spend the day here. I think it just shows, you know, how close we are as a team. Khan Promotions and Golden Boy, we have a close relationship, and we hope that's going to go on and on. So the fight's going to be in LA Sports Centre, that's downtown LA. I hope the UK fans turn up. There's going to be, I'm sure Molina's going to bring a big fan base, and I'm sure my UK fans plus my American fans are going to turn up, and we'll make sure that we'll finish the year off with a bang, and it'll be an exciting fight. Thanks again for turning up, and just want to say thank you to Maximus, JD Sports, and also Mayfair Hotel for letting us host our press conference here. Thank you.
Thank you, Amir. So now we're going to open it up for questions. Yes.
Amir, how's the training camp going to differ this time around
with Virgil, you know, we spoke about things, and I'm an offensive trainer. I mean, I'm an offensive fighter, and I need my trainer to teach me the defensive part of training at the same time being offensively as good. Now, when I had a training session with Virgil said, look, he knew what mistakes I was making, where the hands have to be when I throw a shot, and so that's what we're going to be working on. We know exactly what we have to do. We've never really had defense. If you think about it, me and Manny Pacquiao are very similar style, you know, in and out and get called a lot of shots, but offensively we're probably the best out there. But I think it's time now to be smart, I mean, and win fights with your wins.
What do you know about your opponent, Carlos Molina?
And Carlos Molina, look, is an undefeated fighter. I mean, all undefeated fighters are very dangerous. I know he's going to be up for his fight. It's a step up for him, and I know it's a step up for me because coming back from a defeat, I have to win this fight in good fashion.
If you stick your hands up, guys, and Monica come down with a handheld mic.
Hi, Amir. Virgil, your new coach, has said that from observing your fights, you came to the conclusion that you can box, but that you don't have an understanding of boxing. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
Well, I think, you know, I've been a boxer. My main style was a boxer, you know, using my brains and stuff. And then, you know, when you start winning fights so comfortably, sometimes you forget about the meaning of being a boxer. Sometimes that's the reason you get involved in fights and stuff. And what Virgil wants me to do is go back to the boxing again, but be a smart boxer and understanding what I have to do. And I think that's going to be a big part on Virgil as well, because he has to teach me what he wants me to do, and it's about sticking to a game plan, because maybe at times when I see red, you know, I go all out and I forget about the game plan. I start firing shots from all angles. I think with Virgil, he's going to help me use my speed and my abilities and skills at the right time, and when I need to use them as well. Because, you know, being a young fighter and being a hungry, aggressive fighter, I think you know, we do make a lot of mistakes, and I put my hand up. You know, the last 2 fights I put my hand up, I made a mistake, and I'll come back from it stronger.
Garrett?
Thank you. Amir, Asif Foley was saying how after your last defeat that you knew yourself you had to make a lot of changes, and the first step was facing your own demons. You sat back, you said you needed a change, you wanted to do it your way. Can you just talk us through a little bit what went through your mind, how you came to the decision, how the process worked itself through, and will you really be able to do it your way, or do you really have to do it Virgil Hunter's way?
You know, I think if you think about when I lost the first fight against Prescott, the way I came back from that was all my decisions. You know, I made my decisions, and I sat there with the team and I did the same thing again. I looked at all the points where, you know, what won't go in my way, and I need to be happy in the camp. I need to be the boss, and what my trainer has to be, you know, have that right involvement. He needs to see where AMIR Khan needs to improve. And so when I spoke to the team, I said, look, I want to change trainers, I want to change where I stay. From being in a place like LA, it's amazing, it's a nice place, but the distractions are there and everything. Just like England was, I think getting to know more people and getting more famous and getting more known, I think just made it a very difficult place to live in. So yeah, we sat down and changed that, and also with the strength conditioning and everything. And when it comes down to a trainer, you know, I spoke to Virgil, and the first thing I said to Virgil, I know you have Andre Ward, and I want to make sure that, you know, you're not going to be busy like Freddie was with Manny Pacquiao, and I hope I do get 100% of your time. And he said, his words were, look, if you're fighting or if Ward's fighting, you're both going to be my #1 fighters, and, you know, Ward or yourself, you're not a baby where you need me for a week before a fight. I'll only be there for the fight itself. Maybe I'll come the day before, but the other time I'll be training with you. So I kind of like that, because, you know, it is true, on the week of the fight you're not going to be doing much apart from making weight. So he made it kind of clear to me that he's going to treat me with 100%, you know, be with me 100%, and also not spend no time with me. I mean, whenever I need him, he's going to always be there. And he doesn't only want to have that trainer relationship where when I go to the gym, he's going to just see me and, hi, I'm here, just get on the pads or whatever. He wants that fighter-trainer relationship where we get on together quite well and could speak to each other, watch boxing tapes together. I think that's one thing I used to do with my old trainer, Mick Jelly. You know, I used to watch a lot of tapes with him myself, and we used to look through what my opponents used to do, what mistakes he makes. With Freddie, we never did that. But, you know, every trainer has his own kind of style or kind of how to work out of fighters and stuff. But with Virgil, you know, Virgil wants to watch videos with me and hopefully make me understand it. Maybe that's when you asked that question, you said he's going to make me understand the boxing side. I think it's by watching videos, understanding what mistakes I make and maybe improving them.
So in a sense, going back to school with him?
Definitely, yeah. You know, I'm still not 100%, I've still got a lot of room of improvement, and it's about maybe going back to the basics and looking at where I make mistakes and improving them.
Here you go. Do you need it?
Hi, Amir. Can you tell me how well do you know Carlos Molina? I mean, he's 17-0. He's with Golden Boy. He's been in the background for a little while now. I mean, what do you think of him?
I've seen a video, one or two videos of him. He's not a bad fighter, you know, more of a boxer, very skillful, unbeaten. You know, he is beatable. I think with my experience, I think we should win this fight, but it's not about winning it, it's about winning it in good style. And I mean, when the fight was put to Carlos Molina, he jumped at the fight because, you know, a lot of fighters will now think AMIR Khan's confidence is not going to be the same, and maybe they've got me on the downside where I'm going downhill. But this is the time when I should prove myself, and I will prove myself come December 15th.
That's great. Question to Asif, please. With regard to the business side of having the tickets quite cheap, you're saying, and with regard to the pay-per-view figures, I mean, how is the purse going to be split?
I think that's, with the tickets, it's something that Richard has looked at around the December and how people are in December. So $20 to go and watch a great fight and a great undercard it's fantastic, and I think it's 15 to 20,000 people that's going to be at the area sports event. So I think Rich has done all the figures on that side of things, and the second part of the question I'll hand over to Rich.
Well, it's not a pay-per-view, so in the United States it's going to be live on Showtime, and here, as we said, it's going to be live on Sky TV, so these are license fees. And obviously, as I said before, AMIR Khan is still the draw, is still the name, and he's going to continue to be such, and as such he is by mean, you can't even put it in percentage splits. I mean, this is like so far in favor of AMIR. It's like he really is still in the US. And I think here in the UK as well, he's still a league on his own, as he's able to generate revenues, be it from ticket sales, be it from TV license fees, be it from sponsorship fees. As I said, people like to get entertained, and there are very, very few fighters. I mean, you need less than a hand to count them, which are as exciting as AMIR Khan is.
Okay, thank you. Just a quick question to Stephen. Hi, welcome to London. With regard to show sports, you said that they were going to have an entertainment package starting at 12 midday with boxing going on. You know, what influences are there for having like daytime boxing, lunchtime?
Well, I think one of the strategies that we've undertaken this year is to try non-traditional strategies. We've expanded the amount of boxing we televise with each event. We've done some experiment with our presenters. We've talked about even experimenting on alternate nights of the week. So this is another way to sort of get back a little bit back to the historical roots of boxing, when you had Saturday afternoon, when you had cards that were accessible to families and weren't just late Saturday night events. So this is an attempt, and it's sort of a collaboration with AMIR's company, with Khan Promotions and Golden Boy, an attempt to expand the consumer base and fans of the sport, while at the same time, you know, giving back to the fans and providing a very affordable source of entertainment around the holidays.
Richard, is this a 10 or a 12 round fight, and is the deal with Showtime an ongoing one?
It's a 12-round fight, and it is an ongoing one. Yes, it's part of a multi-fight deal structure with Showtime. Yes.
And I'll comment on that. You know, aside from sort of my personal affinity for AMIR and his entire team, there are a number of factors that go into the decision to invest in an athlete, in a boxer. And in particular, I know all of you are very familiar with his popularity here, but in the United States, AMIR is one of a handful of boxers, and I truly mean a handful, who appeal and are recognizable to the casual fan. And that's literally probably 4 or 5 boxers in the United States who you can ask people who don't follow boxing about. And those are probably, you know, the 2 biggest names are Mayweather and Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto and AMIR Khan. You can ask, you know, even any casual boxing fan, any sports fan, and they'll recognize those 4 names. And that is invaluable in the US. And that is notwithstanding any loss. He's one of the most entertaining fighters in the sport. And I hope that he's on our network for the remainder of his career.
Hi AMIR, did you ever think about training with Roger Mayweather or Floyd Mayweather Sr.?
There was talks about, you know, them training me, and just never got down to it really. Can't see you, where you going? There you go. Yeah, that's to train me, and I think there was a few quotes Floyd Sr. made, but it just didn't happen. But there was a lot of interest from a lot of trainers, and I did work with a lot of trainers as well, just to get the feeling. But with Virgil, I thought Virgil had something about him that, you know, after an hour session, 2-hour session with him, it seemed to me that he had so much to teach me, and you know, I felt like a novice when he was training me, because, you know, I thought I know so much. I've already been a 2-time world champion, but he was teaching me so much, and that's what I need, you know, someone who's going to improve me and bring the best out of me. So I think Virgil's the man.
I think just to finish off on that, I think AMIR had around 25 to 30 trainers worldwide wanted to train him, so unbelievable amount of trainers came forward, and at the end of the day he made his choice. And on that note, I think we have to finish off with the questions here, alright? Yeah, I think on that note we're going to finish off. Just 2 things before we finish, and I'm sure Richard will finish off as well. One, we have to do a Sky Sports interview with Richard and AMIR, so it needs to go as live, so we need to do that first, so let everybody else be patient. And the second thing, we're only talking about the Khan-MOLINA fight for 15th of December. Any other questions will be dismissed, so please respect that. It's an even playing field here, so Khan, MOLINA, questions only for the one-to-one interviews. Richard, I'll let you finish off.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you again all for coming. Make sure you let your viewers or readers know that December is going to be a great time in Los Angeles. I can assure it will be a historic night. It's from a historic venue, which we're bringing back, which AMIR is bringing back. It will be a lot of fun, and there are going to be some other announcements coming forward shortly, which will make this even more historic of a night. So it will be a celebration of the sport of boxing, a great time to be in Los Angeles, and a great time to see one of the most exciting fighters in the world, AMIR Khan. Thank you.